going on in the garden that I want to give you guys an update on. One is all of our container gardening that we've been doing. And two, if you stick around to the end, I want to give you an update on what Keith has been doing in the little greenhouse. So if you guys remember from a previous video, over the winter months we have put a lot of our container gardening in these pop-up greenhouse tunnels, but now that the weather's getting warmer, we are moving them from the greenhouse tunnels out into these container benches that Keith has built. So let me walk you around so you can see how all these vegetables in the containers are doing. So let me actually start with these guys up here, and then I'll move down to the containers lower in the garden. These 4 grow bags here are cabbages, and they are looking fantastic. They're really starting to make some good sized bulbs. I have a lot of cabbage in containers right now, and they're all at different stages. Even though these were all planted at the same time, some are just starting to create the little bulbs, and some are wonderful sizes. They're getting really big, looking great. Let's go over here and look at these guys. Just as a side note, these raised container benches have been fantastic. Keith has just DIY'd, threw together a couple of pieces of wood, and it's just raised these fabric grow bags up. I really like the way it's just looking in the garden. In these grow bags is the same thing. These are all different stages of cabbage. Some of these are really, really small, and some are just starting to start their heads. These are 2 Brussels sprouts. These really haven't grown very much. They're really small. I'm not expecting them to actually develop any Brussels sprouts, but I'm not ready to throw these out yet, so I'm just going to keep an eye on them and see what happens to them. These are some radishes that I threw into a container. The last batch of radishes that I did, I only got greens. I didn't get any real radishes, so I'm really hoping these will actually start to bulb up, but we'll see. And of course, I have some curly kale in here. We have been picking kale and collards like crazy all winter long. We have a whole bunch of kale and collards all over in the garden. So I have some in containers and lots in the garden. These are my dinosaur kale down here and collards up there. Let's jump to these 2 container benches. Another fabric bag of curly kale, and these 2 are celeriac. Celeriac is very similar to regular celery. The only difference is not only can you eat the stalks, but it will also develop a root down at the bottom. So I'm just beginning to see some development down there at the bottom, so we'll see what happens with the celeriac. And my big surprise is this broccoli. I really didn't think I did a good job with broccoli again this year, but I have been able to get some broccoli heads. This may not be the biggest broccoli head. This is kind of typical of the broccoli heads that I did get so far this year. But surprisingly, I've been able to pick some of this broccoli and a lot of the little shoots that have been coming out around the broccoli. So I'm going to make it a win this year because I've been able to pick a lot of little shoots this year. So it's not about how big the broccoli is. I'm just thrilled I've been able to pick a lot. I also am growing 2 different types of broccoli. I have this, and I have what's called purple sprouting broccoli. My purple sprouting broccoli has not sprouted yet, but I'm hoping now that the weather is starting to warm up, that broccoli will start to sprout. But we'll have to keep an eye on it. And then this last bench here, this is one of my best Brussels sprouts that I actually have. It's even done better than what's in the raised beds. These guys are fantastic. They are not literally the biggest Brussels sprouts, but we have been picking this throughout the winter season. Just grabbed a bunch, and it's enough to make some good meals out of it. So I am shocked and thrilled that I can grow Brussels sprouts in a container bag. This has been fantastic. And the last is my garlic. If I back up here a little bit, you can see the difference between the garlic in ground versus the garlic in the containers. Yes, the garlic in the containers are smaller, but I'm okay with that. I have plenty of garlic out here. That garlic will get bigger. It's probably just going to be slower than the garlic that's currently in the ground. While I'm talking about garlic, let's also go over here. Let's talk about this garlic. In the video where we planted the garlics, we did elephant garlic here. We did some of our garlic that we had saved from the previous year. In the back half of this, white garlic there. And then over there is just grocery store garlic, bulbs that we literally bought from the grocery store. All of these garlics have done really well, with the exception of this front row here. This is the corms that we had from the elephant garlic, those tiny little pieces. And out of all of those, only one has popped up. So, kind of a fail with all of the other corms, but so far only one. Maybe we'll still get lucky and some of those corms will come up as the weather warms up, but maybe not. But I can't complain. I have plenty of garlic in the garden and it's all looking really, really good. All right, so let me show you what's going on in the greenhouse. So before I get into the greenhouse, since the weather's starting to warm up, Keith is cleaning up these grow tunnels, pulling everything out, putting them into the benches, and we're going to go back and store these back in the garage as soon as these are all cleaned out. Let's take a look at the greenhouse here. So what Keith has been working on is up-potting a lot of the plants that are out here. So he's got a whole bunch of citrus trees. We got some Myers lemons going on here, Caracara oranges, Eureka lemons, key limes, pink hibiscus, more pink hibiscus, one yellow hibiscus made it, some red hibiscus, let's see, more pink hibiscus. I think these are hydrangeas back here. Back to our hydrangeas. And then over here, look at that. Beautiful. I think that is an azalea plant. A couple azaleas, some mints. We got oregano in here, rosemary, some strawberries, a whole bunch of butterfly bushes and lavender plants. And then jumping down to the lower shelf, this is a whole bunch of wavy leaf privets. And on this side, I don't remember what these are called, but these are also bushes. And then he has a whole bunch of cuttings of the fruit trees that are looking great. Look at all this green on these. So these are plum trees, pear trees, apple trees, and then a pomegranate tree at the very end. Oh, I think I forgot something. Under these two containers, I think are clippings of the kumquat trees. And then the last thing is he has a couple of containers with potatoes in them. One of them is just not doing well at all. The others are not super big, so we are expecting potatoes, but they might just be small potatoes. So these are banana fingerlings. I think majority of these are banana fingerlings and one purple fingerling right there. So all in all, I can honestly say I think this has been really good for us, this little greenhouse. The temperature out here has been really good. Right now, the temperature is 65 degrees with a humidity of about 66 degrees. So we are definitely pleased with this greenhouse so far. It has definitely given us the ability to expand some of our growing outdoors. One more thing that we did is we moved our strawberries. In the middle is our white Carolina pine berries. That is a white strawberry. And then on the outside are our ever-bearing strawberries that we moved up here onto the deck. Originally, these were over here. right next to the blackberries, but we decided to kind of move them up to open up that space out there in the garden. One more thing that I forgot is these containers. These are some figs that we have. This one is a brown turkey fig. This is a Phil's Select fig. This is from the nursery that we went to. They just called it Phil's Select fig because it was growing on their property. And these two are brown turkey figs. So thanks guys so much for watching. Hope you guys liked the video. If you have any comments, leave them down below. Otherwise, we'll catch you on the next video.